Hey there, it's CJ Willie, and I'm cracking a pack today. I'm back with pack number 11 of my 1988 Topps Mini Leader box. I'm trying to see how many packs I have to crack to get all 77 cards in the complete set. I've included the link to the preview video in the description below, which gives a little explanation on the set and the highlights of what I could be pulling and cracking these packs. Since each pack only has 7 cards in it, I will guess which category or categories the player led their league, then I'll flip it over and see if I was right or how very bad my memory was from the 1987 MLB season. I've also created this great checklist to keep track of all the packs that I crack to complete the set. So here we are with number 11. So let's zoom in just a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, and get to cracking this pack. So I was hoping to be able to complete the set with 0 duplicates after 11 packs. So 11 packs times 7 cards is 77, and that was my magic number. Now obviously I've gotten some duplicates along the way, so let's see how close I've gotten to completing the set with 11 packs. Okay, first card out of the pack is Roger Clemens. Clemens had a fantastic year in 1986 in leading the Red Sox to the World Series. Unfortunately, they weren't able to overcome and win the World Series, but Clemens did have a great year, and he also had a tremendous year in 87 as well. If I remember right, I think he led the league in strikeouts and victories. So if we look at the back of his card, he was a league leader in victories with 20, so he tied for first. Second with 256 strikeouts, third in ERA with 2.97, and then first in complete games with 18, first in shutouts, and second in innings with 281 and 2/3. So as you can see, Clemens, absolute beast for the Red Sox. Okay, we've already gotten Clemens. So let's mark him off to the side there. Next we have Sweet Lou Whitaker, who should be a Hall of Famer. Hopefully the Veterans Committee gets him into the Hall of Fame, sets a wrong to a right. If I remember right with Lou Whitaker, his 87 season was a pretty good season as he helped the Tigers get to the World Series. I'm going to say that he was a league leader, if I remember right, because we've already gotten this card, in doubles and runs. Okay, yep, my memory is great. So 3 runs, tied him for third with 110 runs, and tied for third with 38 doubles. So Lou Whitaker, Hall of Famer, hopefully he will get into the Hall relatively soon. Let's get him marked off. Next we have Ozzie Smith, my favorite player to PC. I have quite an extensive PC of Ozzie Smith. I wished I had every single card, but you know, it's pretty hard because even after he's retired, there are many, many cards made of Ozzie Smith. If I remember correctly, he was a league leader in runs. He had a decent batting average, but I don't think that's what got him over the hump. I'm going to go with runs and hits. So he ranked second in doubles with 40. Should have remembered that one. Tied for third with 182 hits. 6th in walks, 7th in stolen bases, 8th in batting average, and 8th in runs with 104. So Ozzie Smith, one of my I think he is my favorite player of all time. Okay, Dwight Evans should be a Hall of Famer as well. If Jim Rice made it into the Hall of Fame, Dwight Evans should have been voted in along with Dale Murphy, Dave Parker, a whole slew of players. Don Mattingly. Hopefully they'll get in with the Veterans Committee. Dwight Evans, I can't remember much about his 87 season. He usually hit kind of toward the top, middle of the lineup. So I'm going to go with runs, RBI, game-winning RBI, and see if that gets me anywhere close. So I did get runs. Tied for 5th with 109. I got RBI. He tied second with 123. Third with 417 on base percentage, and tied for third with 34 home runs. He was first in walks. So Dwight Evans had one of his career years in 1987, 34 dingers and 123 RBI. Yeah, he was a main cog to the Red Sox lineup. Eventually he ended his career with the Orioles, which was really weird to see. But Dwight Evans, I think if Jim Rice is in the Hall of Fame, Dwight Evans should be in there as well. So first time seeing Dwight Evans, We'll get him marked off. Next we have Willie Wilson, who I also think is another underrated baseball player. Willie Wilson played almost his entire career at the Royals. I believe he ended it with a handful of seasons with the A's. Wilson was really a main cog to their 1980 World Series run, and for the Royals, their late to 70s, early 80s playoff appearances, and then in the mid-80s, he was helpful in their World Series victory in 1985. I'm going to say Willie Wilson led the league in triples, runs, and stolen bases. He may have been up there in batting average as well. So for this particular year, he was second in stolen bases with 59 and first in triples with 15. Wilson could fly, perennially led the league in either triples or stolen bases. Obviously with stolen bases he had to compete with Rickey Henderson, but Willie Wilson was a really good player with the Royals teams from, like I said, the mid-70s all the way through to, you know, toward the late 80s. I think he moved on to the A's for a couple of seasons from like 1990 through 1993. So Willie Wilson, check out his stats. He typically is an underrated ball player. So let's get Willie Wilson marked off. Next we have Kirby Puckett. So might as well mark him off while I'm down there. Puckett was just starting in the mid-80s through almost the mid-90s, even though his career was shortened, was the cog to the Minnesota Twins. 87, he was one of their best players and helped the Twins beat my Cardinals in the 1987 World Series. Kirby Puckett, Hall of Famer. This particular year saw a dramatic increase in his home runs and RBI as he became more of a middle order of the lineup versus a up, batting first or second. So I'm going to say he was a league leader in home runs, RBI, and batting average. So if I look on it, I missed out on home run and RBI. He did have 28 home runs and 99 RBI. He was first in hits with 207, and then fourth in batting average with a 332 average. Yeah, Kirby Puckett, this is his first year where he started to come into his own as a power hitter. He still had some speed with 12 stolen bases. Okay, and it looks like our final card in the pack is Gary Redus. Gary Redus, I don't remember too much about him. He came up, if I remember correctly, with the Reds, played some time with the Pirates. I was unaware that he led the league in anything with the White Sox. If I had to guess, because he was a little bit more of a speedy outfielder type, defensive outfielder, I'm probably going to have to go with stolen bases. I've always got to have in the back of my mind an awareness about game-winning RBI, so I think I'm going to go with stolen bases with Gary Redus. Good thing that I chose stolen bases. He was third with 52 steals. As you can see, not much else going on for Gary Redus. He did get 130 games with the White Sox, 12 home runs, 48 RBI, 52 steals, but a slugging percentage of .392 and a batting average of .36. Contact is where he struggled, 90 strikeouts. My favorite card of the pack, since I've already covered, Ozzie Smith. No, I didn't. I remember I chose Roger Clemens over Ozzie Smith. So now I've got to be a homer and choose Ozzie Smith. Ozzie Smith, my favorite player in baseball. I PC him. I've got a lot of his cards. Not too many of his cards recently from about 2012, 2013 onward, but during his playing time, I've got the vast majority of his cards. Always on the lookout to collect more of them. My favorite memory of Ozzie Smith is 1985 World Series, National League Championship Series, where he hit the home run off of Tom Niedenfuhr in Game 5. So that the Cardinals would then clinch their berth to the World Series in Game 6 with Jack Clark hitting a home run off of Tom Niedenfuhr. So that home run that Ozzie Smith hit in Game 5 will live in immortality as Chuck Buck made the call for the Cardinals. He was the announcer. Go crazy fans, go crazy. Anyway, so I had hoped to complete the entire set in 11 packs. How close did I get? Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 more cards to go. So getting 60 of the 77 cards in 11 packs is pretty good, only having 17 duplicates. So I'm well on my way. I'm getting close. So as I'm looking at it, how many packs does it take? Hopefully over the next handful of packs, maybe by pack 15, I'll be able to complete the set and start on my second set. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please subscribe and share. Also share with me in the comments what your favorite card or what you thought was the best card in the pack. Till next time when I crack the next pack of 1988 Topps Mini Leaders in my quest to complete this set.